Let's see if the beeping will stop enough for me to make this video. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my 2024 favorites video. I do want to do a quick disclaimer before the video. Just because I like these products, it does not mean I'm asking you to buy them. I'm not saying you need them. I'm simply just sharing my love of makeup with you. If you are out of a foundation or out of a concealer and you feel like my description makes you want to try it, great, but I do not want this video to be misconstrued as me pushing you to overconsume. I'm simply sharing what makeup I have been loving this year with you guys, not with the expectation or the hope you will go out and buy these products. Now that we have that underway, today's my 2024 favorites. It's interesting because I did wear makeup this year, but I also didn't. This last year I was unemployed for a good long bit, and when I was unemployed I was either really inspired to use makeup or like didn't want to do anything. I got my new job, you know, right before the summer started, and then I was like really depressed and I just started getting back into makeup recently. I put together not necessarily the things that I have used the most, but the things that have brought me the most joy while using, and I just wanted to talk about that. So everything I have in my favorites is on my face today. All the cream products, I do have a cream versus powder for every product variety. So first we're gonna start with primer, and this primer has been my favorite for probably the last 3 years, and if we look back at their favorites videos from the last 3 years, this is probably on there. This is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is, I think, my holy grail product. If everything of mine disappeared and I can only keep one thing, it would probably be this product because it is so versatile. It is a primer, it's also a moisturizer, and I just feel like when I wear this, my skin feels so healthy, glowy, naturally, dewy. It's beautiful. It is a perfect base for foundation. It really melds into the skin and preps the skin in a way that some primers sit on top of the skin. This one doesn't. It enriches the skin, hence the name Enriched Face Base. I do genuinely see a difference if I'm wearing this or I'm wearing another primer. And the longevity of my makeup, it definitely lasts longer with this because I have dry skin. Having something that's super hydrating will elongate the life of my makeup for the day. So it is a pretty penny. I bought it when it was on 21 Days of Beauty a few years ago. It's been a few years. I have not stopped using this. I got on Bobbi Brown's PR list somehow. I'm very grateful for it, and they sent me a re-up, which was incredible because this is legitimately like my favorite product. Period, full stop. Foundation, this one took me by surprise because I feel like I did wear a lot of foundation this year and I don't remember any of the foundation I wore this year other than the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Skin Tint, so I'm making this my favorite for this year. I am in the shade Fair 2. And this was the first thing that Bobbi Brown sent to me in PR, and I like to be really critical in my PR. I haven't liked everything that Bobbi Brown has sent me, but I was actually blown away with this skin tint because if you guys had seen my recent Anastasia Beverly Hills Beauty Balm review, you'll know that I said, like, even though I like lighter coverage foundation, that one felt thick. It didn't really cover my redness. It just felt strange. And when I used this again today on my face, I was like, yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like. It interacts with the skin in a way that highlights your natural skin. It covers redness, most of the redness. Like, it doesn't cover everything. My acne scars were still a little bit visible, but it just looked like a blank canvas for your face of your skin. It like didn't cover everything, but it covered what it needed to and enhanced what it needed to. And even though I put quite a bit of product on my face, this didn't feel heavy. Like, it doesn't feel like I have anything on my face right now. It's a really beautiful skin tint. It's definitely a light coverage foundation skin tint. You can definitely build it up to like a light medium coverage if you use a lot, but I don't really think you need to. It's just so super nice, and it obviously interacts really well with the Vitamin Enriched Face Base. And I mean, like, look at it. It looks beautiful. It literally looks like my skin. For concealer, I didn't really use much concealer this year, honestly. I have been using the concealers that I always use, which is the Nudestix Nude Fix, which is always a favorite, and the Clinique Even Better Concealer, but I learned halfway through the year that they reformulated the Clinique Concealer, and it is no longer the formulation that I love and care for. So I was using that one, and now I don't feel like I can put it up as a recommendation or as a favorite because the favorite product that I had no longer exists. Like, that formula does not exist anymore, and I'm not buying the new one because I've been jaded. I'm jaded. The only other concealer that I've been using this year, I'm starting to test some other things out. but this has been in rotation since I received it in PR. This is from Bobbi Brown, and this is the Skin Full Coverage Concealer. I have said in my review video, I did a 15-hour wear test with this. My biggest qualm with this concealer is the shade range, because this is the lightest shade, and as you can see on me, it is like, they could stand to make 1 to 2 shades lighter. I think the shade range itself needs some help. It could be lighter and also deeper, but the formula of the concealer is really something special. It has this really cool wand. I don't even know how to describe this shape, but it's like a reservoir for product and then like a tip at the top, and the way it applies is really, really cool. I enjoy it. It gets out the right amount of product for me. It wears super long and super well throughout the day. My under eyes don't look too dry. It covers things like acne really well. I have worn this on top of foundation. I've also worn this on my no makeup days just to cover acne, and it really just does look very good and wears very well. What a great launch from Bobbi Brown. I think that Bobbi Brown really killed it on the complexion products this year, and this was really like stellar standout product for me. Next I'm gonna go to bronzer, and I do have a cream bronzer and a powder bronzer to talk about. The cream bronzer should be no surprise to anybody. This is Persona Cosmetics Dream Stick in Mojave. I had used Dune, I think is the other one, for years, and it was actually a favorite a few years ago, but what I found and what I find with a lot of bronzers is on me they look really orange, and even in the tubes they look orange. So for me, I need a really, really cool toned, almost gray looking, neutral toned bronzer, which is surprisingly difficult to find. So when they launched this shade, which as you can see right here, it is very neutral, it's almost a little cool tone, it is perfect for me. It is great. It is perfect. The best neutral bronzer I have used. The formula I love. It's really, really user-friendly. It's really blendable. You can build it up, you can sheer it out if needed, and it doesn't look patchy. It's just really, really flawless. Persona Cosmetics as a brand as a whole has been one of my favorite brands, period, full stop. Since I used their Zuma Highlight, which doesn't even exist anymore, that's how long I've been using this brand, but their products are just super, 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 super quality, and I never have a bad makeup day when I'm using this bronzer. It is unreal. For the powder bronzer, I was actually really surprised because I was looking at the powder bronzers, and I've gotten a few recently that I'm really excited about and really love, but I was like, but that's not indicative of my entire year. Like, what has been the bronzer I've been excited about using for the entire year? And I surprised myself by pulling out the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I do not want to tell you how old this is, guys. I don't believe that makeup expires when it says it's supposed to expire. I probably had this for probably 4 or 5 years now. This is in the shade bronzer. It still smells phenomenal, and I have it on my eyelids today because I use a cream bronzer today, and it still applies like a dream. Like, it's still a really great neutral bronzer, because look at it, it's just neutral. It's neutral tone. So for someone who has like neutral to cool toned undertones like me, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Very blendable. It used to be affordable. I have no idea what this costs now, but it is one of the only drugstore products I have in front of me today, which is saying something. I do think drugstore makeup has become really expensive and the quality has been off in a few years. So the fact that I can still like put this up there just shows how incredible this is. This is a very Bobbi Brown focused year. I've just been testing and using a lot of the products and really enjoying them. So for the blush, the cream blush, I'm going to pick the Pot Rouge Lipton Cheeks. I have 2 shades, but I'm really gonna highlight this shade, which is Velvet Plum. I have it on my face today. It looks really, really scary in the pot, personally. That's why I picked it when they were like asking about PR, because I was like, well, I would never purchase this for myself because I don't know how it would look on me. Let me get it through PR, and if I don't like it, I could pass it on to somebody who would enjoy it more. But look at how beautiful this blush is. It looks like my regular face blush. It's something that I reach for all of the time, on no makeup days, on makeup days. Like, it's just a really, really beautiful blush that I think looks great with my undertone, with my skin tone. It is pretty pigmented, but it can be sheared out. That's why it works for me, because it is quite pigmented. I've used it on my lips before. It's not my favorite on the lips, but I do love the formula on the cheeks. It blends out really well. Bobbi Brown's complexion products really have this gift of blending into the skin really well and just really enhancing and highlighting the skin, and I think that this is what this product does. It's really user friendly. You could wear it with or without makeup, with or without a primer. I've used it every which way, and it's just something that I continue to reach for out of all of the cream blushes that I have. For blushes, for powder blushes, I'm going to highlight today the Persona Cosmetics Super Blush, specifically in the shade Jam, which is interesting because I think the Bobbi Brown one is quite, like, I mean, it's another like plummy shade. I have loved the Super Blush formula from Persona Cosmetics for years. It's probably in another favorites video of mine. The formula is really great. It is really user friendly. It blends out really well. It's like matte, but it has just a little bit of a sheen to it. So it really just enhances the skin, flushes the skin. It's incredible. It's beautiful. And they added their new shades because they have Dream Stick blushes, which I think I highlighted last year. And they added the shade Jam to the powder that they had in the stick formula. And it's so funny. I'm not a big fan of Jam in the stick formula. I just don't think it works well for my skin tone, but the blush in the Super Blush formula I think is beautiful, perfect, incredible. These are pretty pigmented though, so light hand first. They blend out, but light hand first. I mention this every time I use this. My setting spray this year is the Milk Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. This shit smells like plastic, silicone. It just smells medicinal in a way. But it is a really great product. I got this at Sephora last year and was very skeptical because the Hydro Grip primer, it smelled too bad for me. Like I couldn't keep using it. It just smelled really bad. It smells the exact same as this does. But the spray is actually really, really good. I do see a difference in my makeup wear when I wear this versus when I don't wear this. I do like the spray on this. This is a really fine mist, and I just think it is beautiful. I have no notes. It actually feels like it does something which a lot of setting sprays I feel like don't feel like, and it doesn't make my skin super dewy. It doesn't make it super matte. It is like a perfect in between of just like locking makeup with whatever your skin looks like. If it looks really dewy, it's gonna lock it dewy. If it looks really matte, it's gonna lock it matte. And I love that it is versatile in that way. The only setting powder I've used this year, and I think it is the only setting powder I will continue to use, is this Veil Translucent Setting Powder from Hourglass. I got this a few years ago originally. This is a repurchase. When I did like a Ulta haul using all my Ulta points, and I really, really, really enjoyed this. I don't know, the way it sets my makeup is just, and sets my face, it allows my natural oils to come through, which I don't really have. It doesn't make my eyes too dry because I have eczema on my eyes. It doesn't enhance my dryness. It allows for my natural oils to really work with the skin. It sets it in a way that doesn't take away my shine. It's really, really great. It's really finely milled. I don't know much else to say other than I like it because it doesn't deposit. It's translucent, like legitimately. Some of them say these are translucent, but they have a little bit of like a cast. It's just translucent. It's so good. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is eyes. So this should be like a surprise to nobody. I think this was also my favorites last year, but the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 5 palette. This is, I have it all over my lids today. I think I used like 7 different shades. I just kept building them. I think it's such a unique palette in a world where makeup has become very no makeup, everyday makeup, neutrals, you know, nothing fun, nothing too graphic, you know, really, really just subdued. Danessa Myricks continues to bring creativity back to makeup, and that's what I love about makeup. I love being creative with makeup. I love using color with makeup. I love a duochrome. I love all of that. And Danessa Myricks really just did that with this palette. This was last year's palette. She has a new one this year. I think this is no longer available, but her shimmers are just crazy. And I actually took a masterclass with her last year at Sephora, and she was like, what an inspiration. And then I was at the Allure Best of Beauty event this year and just like saw her walk by, and she gave me the biggest hug and, you know, complimented my makeup, and I complimented her, and I just think she's like, what a beautiful soul. So Danessa Myricks as a whole is an incredible brand, but her eyeshadows are something like out of this world insane. So foiled, so creamy, so buttery, so blendable. And there's a shade, like it works on everybody. There's a shade for everybody in there, but every shade works for everybody. Oh my God, I didn't do highlighter. Okay, I have 2 highlighters as well. For the cream highlighter, it is the KJH brand light pink highlighter. This did come with a gloss or like a serum you could put in and then a brush that you could apply it with, but I found for me, I don't know if I was applying too much of the gloss, I don't know what I was doing wrong. When I applied the gloss or the serum into this and then worked it with a brush and applied it to my face, it did start to break up my makeup. So I have just been using the pot, and I love the pot. I mean, look at that. It's a really, really, really beautiful highlight in which it is like shiny, but it's not metallic, but it like borders on that. So it does give you like that like 2016, 2017 beauty YouTuber kind of thing, while also being like something that you could wear out in public every day. I love how this is formulated because it really just sinks into the skin and enhances my natural shine to the skin. I think it looks really natural. It just looks beautiful. But as for a powder, this year what I've been reaching for the most is this mini little highlighting powder I got from Bobbi Brown. This is the highlighting powder in Pink Glow, which is interesting. I was definitely not a pink highlighter fan last year. I was very much a champagne highlighter fan. I was very much like neutral, like just look like my skin highlighter. And this year pink is just really it for me. I don't know what it is. This is like a marbled little highlighter. I also think we only need highlighters this big. We don't need a giant pan of it. This looks beautiful. It is reminiscent of the Katie Jane Hughes cream highlighter, but in a powder. It doesn't feel too dry. It applies really well, and it does the same things the Katie Jane Hughes ones does. It's like right on the border of metallic, but it's shimmery without having chunks of shimmer in it. I think it really just looks beautiful on the skin. I do like to apply this best before my setting powder and then really set it with a setting powder, which I don't feel like I need to do with the cream, the Katie Jane Hughes one, just because I think this does have a tendency to get a smidgen powdery if you put too much on. However, it is easily remedied with some setting spray. It's really, really, really beautiful. Eyebrows. I'm not going to go too far into this because the eyebrow pencil has been my favorite eyebrow pencil for the last few years, but the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil is essentially a dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, for the Benefit Gimme Brow, is that what it's called? I used to spend a lot of money on my brow products. I used to use them a lot. I don't know what in me was like, let me try this, because I have neutral hair, and so like a lot of the brow products were pulling way too warm for me. But I saw that this was a neutral brown. I picked it up from Ulta one time, and I have literally not used another eyebrow pencil since at all. It's $8 and it performs like a $30 brow pencil. For brow gel, there's an honorable mention because I used it all up, which is saying something, but the Patrick Ta Brow Lamination Gel I loved this year. I think it is a better version of the Benefit Clear Brow Gel. It has that hold, but the Benefit Brow Gel often makes you feel like your brows are concreted to your face, and this one gives you hold without feeling crunchy. It was phenomenal. I used it up. I gave my roommate a sample. She loved it. Patrick Ta killed that. When I ran out of that, which is why I don't have the tube with me, I started using this one from e.l.f. This is the Brow Lamination Gel. It's a year of brow lamination. And this is, I think, again, $8. This is a dupe for the Refy Brow Gel, which I never got to try because it was too expensive and I could not justify spending that on a brow gel. And I love it. I have it on my brows today. It does give me two different looks. I wear this brow gel every day, and I don't wear makeup every day. Pretty much my everyday like makeup routine is like a little bit of blush, this eyebrow pencil, mascara, and then a lip if I'm feeling spicy. When I apply this without a foundation, it is laminated to the gods, okay? It looks stellar. I've had so many people compliment my brows when I would go travel for work. My work friends from other states would compliment my brows. You know, I'll go into the office, my manager compliments my brows. Like, I get a lot of compliments on how my brows look when I don't wear it with makeup. The first time I experienced wearing it with makeup is a different experience because when I wear it without makeup, I really like to lay the product on, and I really like to like brush it through. When you wear it with makeup though, it does get a little gooped up in your foundation, so you have to apply a little bit amount, and the hold is not necessarily as great as the hold or the staying power with when I wear it without a foundation. I know if I applied this in my brows first, it probably would look better, but I am not a believer in applying brows first. It's just not for me. I don't like that my foundation doesn't touch my brows. I don't like it. So it's a different experience. I still think it looks really good, but it is the only brow gel I have in my collection right now. So it is my favorite. For mascara this year, so I actually don't have a tube of it because I ran out, and then when it went on sale, I had 3 tubes of this mascara. and I went through them all. And then I went to repurchase them and it was sold out on the website. It's the About Face 1995 mascara. I'll put a little picture of it here. This stuff is phenomenal. I wore it last year when I went to Puerto Rico and it was like 96 degrees and I was sweating, and this mascara does not say it's sweat proof, it does not say it's waterproof, but it holds on, man. Like it just, I barely smudged. And I could wear, like, I'm wearing the Say mascara now, and if I leave it on too long, it just smudges everywhere. So like the staying power of his About Face mascara is insane. It's a great, it's like a drugstore price point. It's phenomenal, okay? It really, I love the bristle. It just like really encapsulates every lash and applies it. You can build up using multiple coats without it getting clumpy. It's the best mascara. If I have a tier list of my mascaras, it's an S tier list mascara along with the Tower 28 mascara, which I am using right now, not currently. This is what I have on my eyes currently, but in my everyday makeup bag, I have the Tower 28 mascara. Those two are S tier mascaras, man. But the About Face one is special because it's like really, really, really affordable. For lip liners this year, no surprise, the Makeup Forever Endless Cacao is on here, but pretty much all of the Artist Color pencils, they're just really, really good. They're expensive, like for a lip liner. I know you can use it on your eyes too, and I did use this on my eyes for a good long time. I do love Endless Cacao as an eyeliner as well. So, but they're just good, man. I have nothing to say. They're just like really good, super creamy for a pencil. You can use them anywhere on your face. Blendable, incredible, long wearing. And the other product I want to highlight is actually from e.l.f. again. Oh, I guess I do have more drugstore products than I thought. This is the e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner. This is the $2 lip liner that they just came out with. It is so $2 that it doesn't even have the shade name on the pencil. Very old-fashioned e.l.f. It just has the color, and I believe they have 6 to 8 colors. I have, I think, 4 of the 6. I bought one, Truth or Bare, and I just was obsessed with how creamy it was for a pencil. It stayed like a really long time. It was beautiful, and also Truth or Bare is like a really great everyday My Lips But Better lip liner. It was so good, so I went out and bought the mauve shade, and I love that shade for so many things. And then I decided to get the deep purple plum shade. I have it on my lips today. It's so good, man. For $2, like you cannot beat it. And a lot of my lip liners have been drying up because I've had them for quite a few years. So I've been getting rid of the ones that are dried up, and I have been replacing those shades with the shades from the e.l.f. But like I've used these things probably every day since I purchased them. Like it's maybe my favorite purchase of 2024. And then just last but not least, we have 2 lipsticks I want to highlight. I haven't been wearing glosses really. I haven't been wearing matte liquid lipstick lately, so those are not on the list. I wasn't wearing lipsticks a lot outside, and then I started this job and I was like, well, this is the opportunity for me to wear a lipstick to work every day. And I did for like a month and a half. Then I had that weird reaction with my eyes and my lips, and I stopped wearing lipstick every day because I obviously couldn't, and it has been a I've slowly been getting back into wearing lipstick every day to the office because like I had a lot of compliments about my lip color. I felt really good. I feel really put together with a lipstick on. So I've been using a lot of bullet lipsticks because I love bullet lipsticks, okay? They are supreme in my opinion. And for some reason, like I'm not a big gloss person. I don't know, bullet lipsticks are where it's at. So I have 2 different bullet lipsticks. I want to highlight this one from Nabla Cosmetics. Nabla is such an underrated brand. Every single product I've used from them, I've been so incredibly impressed by. I have a little mini palette from them, and it is some of the most pigmented, incredible, blendable shades, both the shimmers and the mattes. Like I am obsessed with it. I look at it and I just get so inspired, and it doesn't let me down anytime. It's just really great. Their highlighter, like I said, is just like out of this world great. And then this is their Beyond Jelly lipstick. I have the shade Nocturna. It's on my lips today. It is very much like a stick lip gloss or like a tinted chapstick. That's how it feels. Like, it is so comfortable. It is so comfortable. It looks beautiful. The shades are really interesting, and you know, like a shade this deep would normally like really turn me off. You'd be like, can't wear that every day, but I can wear this one every day because it's just sheer enough. You could definitely wear it with I have a really dark lip liner on it. You can wear it with a lighter lip liner and it has a different vibe completely. You can build this up. It feels so good. It feels so good on your lips. It feels so good. I got this on 21 Days of Beauty, and I'm making a concerted effort this year not to over consume. So I did not buy any more when they were on sale again. I'm just going to be enjoying this formula because this is really, really special. Nabla is so good. And again, this has been in a favorites video, yearly favorites for the last like 4 or 5 years, but the Urban Decay Vice lipsticks, man, they're just that good. I did post a little TikTok because this is the shade Liar. They have a regular, like the old style bullet in the shade Liar. So I bought this one because the old one's getting a little old. I was like, you know what, I should probably replace this. Probably not safe to put on my lips. And this is a completely different fucking color. Because the old Vice lipsticks, which I still have a bunch of and I can't get rid of now, they were so unique, so cool. It feels like Urban Decay, which was once known for really creative, really fun makeup, has kind of fallen into the trap of every other makeup brand, which once stood for creativity, which once stood for color, which once stood for being like really experimental. Like that's what Urban Decay was known for a long time, and it has become this subdued version of itself, which is really, really sad. They don't have the same kind of incredible collabs that they normally have. Their shade range for the Vice lipsticks went from 100 to like 20, and the shades aren't even as inspired as any of the Vice lipstick shades that we had before. I know they reformulated these to make them vegan, which is cool and awesome, and I get with that. But there has to be a way to bring back some of the coolest colors from the old formula. Even their eyeshadow palettes, man, just boring, boring. And I have like their Stone Vibes palette, which was super, super great. I have a mini one of that. Even their like Born to Run palette, bunch of colors. I mean, they had the Electrics palette. Like Urban Decay used to be the grungy, the cool, and I just feel like they've lost themselves in this battle for consumerism, for this battle for capitalism. They've lost what they were once created for, which was like grungy, punk, eclectic makeup. I don't know. Anyway, guys, that is my favorites for 2024. Again, I'm not saying you have to go out and buy these. Please don't overconsume. These are just ones that I have been really, really obsessed with. If you have one in your collection and maybe you've like, I'm not so sure about it, give it another shot. If you run out of a product and you're like, hey, Megan talked about this and I kind of really liked the vibes, agreed. But I don't want people to do what I've done this last year, which was overconsume, because it's really just not good for us, for the environment, or for the world. So, any Hoosers, happy 2024. Here's to 2025. And thank you guys for making this year so much fun on YouTube. I don't know, like I used to really love doing Instagram, and then it just became kind of like, ugh. I tried the TikTok and I didn't like it. Thank you for giving me a space here to feel like I have a community. I love interacting with everybody. I love just being able to make content that I like watching. And everyone's been so supportive about it. So it's been my favorite year that I've been on YouTube so far, and I'm really excited to see what 2025 brings for me on this platform. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. Have a great, happy 2025. I'll see you later.